She's still there. She still says she loves you. But something is different. Her hug lasts a little shorter than it used to. Her hand doesn't linger on your arm the same way anymore. When she kisses you, it's there, but it's not there. You know what I mean? And the worst part? You can't figure out what changed because she hasn't said anything. No big fight, no dramatic moment, just this quiet, creeping distance, like she's slowly turning a dial down and you're standing there wondering if you're imagining it. You're not imagining it. And in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to decode exactly what that shift means. Psychologically, emotionally, and physically. Because once you understand what's really happening, everything changes. This isn't relationship advice from someone who read a few articles. This is rooted in how the female mind actually works when it comes to emotional connection and physical closeness, and why her touch is one of the most honest things she'll ever communicate to you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see your relationship through a completely different lens. The first secret, emotional safety, is everything. Let's start with something most guys completely miss. When a woman pulls back physically, when her touch becomes less warm, less frequent, or just different, the first instinct most men have is to think it's about attraction. They think, does she still find me attractive? Is she losing interest? Is there someone else? But here's what the psychology actually tells us. It's almost never about attraction first. It's almost always about emotional safety. Now, I want you to really hear this because it sounds simple, but it runs incredibly deep. Women don't just process physical intimacy physically. For women, physical closeness is deeply, almost inseparably tied to emotional safety. When she feels safe with you, truly safe, her body relaxes. Her touch is warm, natural, frequent. She leans in. She holds on a little longer. She reaches for your hand without thinking about it. But the moment that emotional safety is disrupted, her body starts protecting her, automatically, without her even consciously deciding to. And here's the thing, she might not even have the words for it yet. She might not be able to sit down and tell you, I don't feel emotionally safe with you right now. She just knows something feels off, and her nervous system responds before her mind can catch up. So what disrupts emotional safety? More than anything else, inconsistency. Not cruelty, not cheating, not big dramatic failures. Inconsistency. When you're warm and present on Monday, then cold and distracted on Wednesday. When you listen deeply one week and then you're checked out the next. When your mood is unpredictable, stressed, impatient, irritated, and she never quite knows which version of you is going to show up. Women are deeply attuned to energy. She notices the shift in your tone before you even notice it yourself. She registers when you're physically present, but mentally elsewhere. She feels your distraction like a temperature drop in the room, and when that happens consistently, her body begins to guard itself. Not because she's being dramatic, not because she's playing games, but because on a deep biological level, she cannot relax with someone whose emotional state she cannot predict. Think about it this way. Imagine trying to fall asleep in a room where the floor keeps shifting beneath you. You can't fully rest. You stay alert. You protect yourself. That's what emotional inconsistency does to a woman's nervous system in a relationship. Here's what most men do wrong at this point. They notice the distance, they panic, and they either push for more closeness, why don't you touch me like you used to, or they pull back themselves out of frustration. Both responses make things significantly worse. The counterintuitive truth? You don't fix emotional safety by demanding more affection. You fix it by becoming more steady, not louder, not more romantic gestures, steadier, calmer, more consistent. When you're the same man at 7 a.m. on a stressful Monday as you are on a relaxing Sunday evening, when she can predict your energy, your presence, your warmth, something shifts. She starts to exhale, and when she exhales, her touch returns, not because you asked for it, because she finally feels safe enough to give it. Emotional safety is the oxygen of intimacy for women. Without it, everything suffocates. With it, everything breathes. The second secret, the emotional gap. She can't name. Now let's go deeper, because this next one is more subtle. And honestly, it's where most relationships silently fall apart. There's a concept I want you to understand called the emotional gap. It's not a fight. It's not a problem either of you can easily point to. It's the slow, quiet space that grows between two people when small moments of disconnection start stacking up, and neither person addresses them. You get a little too comfortable. The conversations get a little more surface level. You spend more evenings on separate screens than actually talking. You're physically in the same room but emotionally in different worlds. She feels it, but she doesn't say it. Why? Because most women are not going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, I feel emotionally distant from you and I need you to re-engage." That's not how it usually works. Instead, she expresses it through the thing that's most honest about her emotional state, her physical language. Her hugs become briefer. There's a slight hesitation before she reaches for you. Her touch is there, but it's careful now, measured. And here's something critical that most men completely misread. When a woman starts touching you less, the almost universal male interpretation is that she's losing attraction. But in reality, what's often happening is that she's experiencing emotional vulnerability, and she's protecting herself while she figures out if it's safe to open up. Women, far more than men, fear emotional rejection above all else. She's not worried you'll hurt her physically. She's worried that if she opens her heart fully, if she's completely vulnerable, you won't be fully there to receive it. So she tests the waters. She pulls back slightly to see how you respond. If you chase too hard, she feels smothered. If you go cold, she feels abandoned. She's looking for something in the middle, a steady, warm presence that says, "I'm here, I'm not panicking, and I'm not going anywhere." There's another layer to this too, and I don't want to skip it. Sometimes the emotional gap isn't about anything you've done. Sometimes she has old wounds, past relationships, childhood experiences that get triggered when real intimacy gets close. And when that happens, her body pulls back, not from you specifically, but from the vulnerability itself. In those moments, the worst thing you can do is take it personally and withdraw. The best thing you can do is stay present. Not aggressive, not pushy, just present, consistent, warm without being desperate. There's this small but powerful shift in perspective that transforms how you handle this. Stop looking at what she's doing. Start asking yourself, what is she feeling? When you make that shift, when you stop cataloging her behaviors and start trying to understand her emotional state, you become exactly what she needs, someone who sees her, not just her actions. And when a woman feels seen, truly seen, the gap closes. Not overnight, but it closes, and her touch returns with it. The third secret, she is testing the foundation. This last one is the most misunderstood, and I know some of you might push back on this instinctively, but stick with me, because understanding this one can completely change how you respond in your relationship. Women unconsciously test for stability, not consciously like a calculated game, but at a deep, almost primal level, a woman needs to know before she fully opens up that the foundation beneath her is solid, that you are solid. Think about what it means for a woman to be fully intimate with someone. She's giving you her trust, her vulnerability, her heart. That's a tremendous act of courage. And before she does that, sometimes even after she's been doing it for years, her nervous system runs what I think of as a foundation check. It looks like this. Her touch changes. It gets a little more reserved. Maybe she's slightly more distant emotionally for a period of time. She might even pick a small argument she wouldn't normally pick, and then she watches. She watches how you respond. Do you panic? Do you get needy or clingy, suddenly becoming desperate for reassurance? Do you get cold and punishing, pulling away as if to say, "Fine, two can play at that game"? Or do you stay calm, warm, steady? Because here's what she's really asking in those moments. Not with words, but with behavior. Can I count on you when things aren't perfect? Are you strong enough to hold space for my emotions without falling apart yourself? Men who understand this don't get rattled when she pulls back. They don't catastrophize. They don't chase frantically or punish with distance. They stay present. They stay warm. They stay consistent. And without a single word needing to be spoken, they answer her question with a resounding yes. And here's what happens next. She relaxes. Not all at once. Not dramatically. But gradually something in her softens. Her nervous system gets the answer it was looking for. And her touch slowly, naturally becomes warm again. The men who fail this test aren't bad men. They're just men who don't understand what's actually happening. They take her distance as rejection and react from fear or ego. And in doing so, they confirm the very thing she was worried about, that the foundation isn't solid enough to hold her. The men who pass aren't performing confidence or pretending nothing's wrong. They're genuinely grounded enough to ride the wave without being thrown by it. That groundedness, that steadiness, is, to a woman's nervous system, one of the most attractive and reassuring things a man can demonstrate. Here's what I want you to remember. Her changing touch is never random. It is communication. It is her emotional world expressing itself in the only language available when words feel too risky, too vulnerable, or just too hard to find. Every shift in the way she touches you is a chapter in a story she's trying to tell you. And if you can learn to read those chapters instead of just reacting to them, if you can respond with calm, presence, and consistency, you become the kind of man she opens up to completely. And when that happens, when she truly feels safe, truly feels seen, and truly trusts the foundation she's standing on, the intimacy that follows is unlike anything that comes from pushing, demanding, or trying to force connection. It's the real thing, deep, voluntary, fully given. So here's the summary, and I want this to really land for you. Secret 1. Her touch changes when she doesn't feel emotionally safe. The fix is not romance, it's consistency. Secret 2. The emotional gap grows in silence, through small disconnections neither of you addresses. She can't always name it, but her touch tells you it's there. Become someone who sees her feelings, not just her actions. Secret 3. Sometimes she's testing whether the foundation is strong. The way you respond to her distance is itself the answer she's looking for. Panic and neediness confirm her fears. Calm steadiness rebuilds her trust. None of this is about manipulation. None of it is about playing games or making her chase you. It's about understanding what's actually happening beneath the surface so you can respond like a man who is genuinely capable of deep emotional partnership. Because that is what women are ultimately looking for. If this video shifted something for you, if it helped you see your relationship through a different lens, then do me a favor right now. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 3 secrets hit closest to home for you. I read every single comment. And if you know someone who's going through something like this, a friend who's confused about why his relationship feels off, share this with him. This might be exactly what he needs to hear. Hit the subscribe button if you want more content like this. We go deep here. We don't do surface level advice. I'll see you in the next one.